Hi YouTube, I'm going to try this again. Hopefully my kids won't come down and interrupt me. My name is Natasha. I'm 32 years old. I'm from southeastern Michigan. And today, November 13th, not November, today is December 13th, 2010, I have decided to start documenting my weight loss journey. On November 2nd, I had a vertical sleeve gastrectomy at Oakwood Hospital in Dearborn with Dr. Daniel Bacall. Um, And, I've watched many different videos, of people documenting their weight loss journey. And I thought maybe it could be helpful to someone if I documented mine. So here goes. I might have to do a couple videos to get us up to speed, you know. And then after that, I can just, do my weekly, bi-weekly updates. We'll see how that goes. So as I said, 32 years old, had my vertical sleeve done on November 2nd, 2010. I would describe myself as a person who's always been, you know, pretty overweight, pretty overweight. My highest recorded weight when I wasn't pregnant was 311 pounds, and I think I was about 24 years old when I got up to that weight. Um, but, I've always been a bigger person. Um, Most recently, I started Metafast diet about 2 years ago in July, um, and had pretty good success with that, but it just wasn't sustainable for me. I was spending, upwards of $300 a month on the shakes. And although I was losing the weight, I got down from 289 to 229 after having the stomach flu. Um, it wasn't sustainable. I have children, we have a mortgage. I can't keep shelling out $350 every month for the rest of my life. And that's what it was going to turn into, because whenever I would go off of it for any length of time, um, I would start to put weight back on. Because I like what I like. I like, certain foods, and I like what I like in excess, I guess. So, off and on through the years, I have, contemplated having some form of bariatric surgery. I guess in the beginning, my only real option was the gastric bypass, the RNY gastric bypass. Um, but something about that scared me. When the lap band came out, I was cautious of that because my dad had gastrointestinal cancer and died from that. And so I'm leery of, ulcers and, putting something on your stomach that could possibly damage the tissues. So that ruled that out. And I'd put it out of my mind, for a time or two, and would decide, I'm just going to really work out, really healthy, really do this, that, and the other. But every time I would lose, 50 pounds, I'd put it back on, or damn near all of it, because it's not sustainable for me. So I think what really got me thinking about it again this time around, not really sure what got me thinking about it this time around, but what really, really sort of lit a fire under my behind was a male coworker of mine had the gastric sleeve done in July, and he looks awesome. I don't know. He's lost over 100 pounds. I don't know how much more he wants to lose, but he looks to be at a normal weight to me now. So I think that really, let me see what the vertical sleeve could do, and that was another option for me that wasn't so scary. Um, so I went from there. My approval process was not difficult at all. I have Blue Cross of Michigan insurance, which is bariatric friendly, very bariatric friendly, so they say. So I had no problem getting approved. I did not need to be referred by my primary care physician. I paid no out-of-pocket costs other than I have a $300 individual yearly deductible. So, you know, every year I pay out maximum $300 if I, go to the doctor and different things. So I think all I paid for was a copay for my first consultation, and I think I paid um, a copay for my ultrasound, and that was it. And I was at my 300 because I must have gone to the doctor earlier or something in the year. Go back upstairs, please. Um, so my process was pretty easy. I went to the free seminar, um, had to request my medical records, got a call back 2 weeks, 3 weeks later when I'd actually put it out of my mind because I figured if they haven't called back yet, it's not meant to be. And I got a phone call. I went in, this was mid-September, went in the next week for my surgical consultation, and I had a surgery date scheduled for mid-October. That got moved. Oh, I had a surgery date for mid-October. I had two educational sessions scheduled for the last two Thursdays in September. I was told to get an ultrasound, to do lab work, and to have a psych eval. My surgery date ended up getting pushed back to November 2nd. Something happened with the surgeon's schedule and he had to move me. And we picked November 2nd, because that fit in with my school schedule. Um, so, yeah, pretty easy process. I don't really, I haven't had any dealings with my primary care physician during this whole process, other than to request that they send my medical records over to Dr. Bacall. So, really, really easy process. My initial orientation with Dr. Bacall, he talked about, the different things. He said the gastric bypass is, the Rolls Royce. The vertical sleeve is second best. And then he said the lap band is dead last. He said he's done a lot of replacements of the lap band, and he really, is not pro lap band, would not recommend lap band, and he feels in the future that most people are going to end up getting their lap bands taken out and they're going to convert to something else. So he really tried to push me to get the well, I don't know if I said my weight. My official weight at my surgical consult was 279.9. Um, so he asked me, what weight did I want to get to, and I said, well, 160. And he said, well, I don't think you'll make it to 160 with the vertical sleeve. We don't really think women do as well. Um, he said, in all likelihood, you probably won't get there. You know, he said, so if you really want to get to 160, I would recommend the bypass. But, I have some fears about the bypass. I'm not one to take pills. I can't swallow pills first off. I have to chew something and then pop the pill in right before I swallow my food. So I have a hard time taking pills. And just I have so much going on in my life. I can't remember to take my pills. So I was worried about the malnutrition, and I read a lot of horror stories, on different weight loss websites and bariatric surgery websites about, you know, um, what happens if you don't take your vitamins and your calcium and your B12 and your iron and your this, that, and the other. That really scared me. Um, sorry. And I had a fear of the dumping because I have a coworker who sits right across from me who would tell me about, her stomach pains and things. And I was just fearful, and my doctor sees dumping as a good thing, which it very well may be. And if I was a sugar addict, maybe I would have went with that, but I'm not, I don't, if I don't have it, I don't think about it. I'm not a candy eater, never been a candy eater. Um, I'm not, I don't like pies. There's only like one or two types of cake that I like. Not really a cookie eater. So for me, who knew about if the dumping was worthwhile to me or not? And then they say, not everyone gets dumping. Only 60% of people actually get it. So I said, well, if I'm not one of the 60% who gets it, then why did I just have you reroute my intestines? So, you know, he really, really was pro bypass, and I wavered back and forth. And at one point, I had decided to get the bypass because I was fearful that I would get the sleeve and maybe it wouldn't be enough. And da 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 da. Nevertheless, day of surgery, the nurse from his office comes in and asks me what I'm getting done, and I said the vertical sleeve. And she said, I figured, she was really pro bypass, but she was like, I figured, that's what you were going to end up getting. So that's what I got. Um, so 6 weeks out, vertical sleeve, November 2nd. And not sure how long this video is because I wasn't paying attention to the time, but I'm going to stop it and I will continue with my surgery experience in a minute.